Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, today we shall start our Dhamma Leadership course. First of all, let's ask ourselves this question. We talk about leadership. What is the difference and why do we especially come out with this Dhamma leadership? If you know the definition of Dhamma, it means what is right, what is true from the perspective of natural laws. So, when we talk about leadership in the Dhamma activities or Dhamma organization, Buddhist organization, it is very important that we not only we uphold very good goal, Dhammic goal according to Dhamma, and also the process, the way we achieve it should be in according to Dhamma. And why so? Why is it so important? Because in the Buddhist understanding, Dhamma is the force, is a kind of power in the world where no one can defy, no one can go against. Whatever, because it is a natural law. Even the Buddha attained Buddhahood according to Dhamma, not against Dhamma. No one can outsmart Dhamma. So we end up, when we really want good result, we do according to Dhamma. So that is the thing. So now let's see. We start with the definition. Okay. Defining Dhamma leadership. Okay. Dhamma leadership. Let's read together. Dhamma, to optimize relevant internal and external human resources according to natural laws to produce the maximum overall sustainable true benefits. Okay. So when we talk about Dhamma leadership, it is a understanding that we optimize. We don't see maximize. Maximize is something that you just, for one thing, you try to make it the most. But when we talk about optimize, we talk about balancing. So I translate into the Chinese word as 中极. In a balanced way, you produce the best result. That is called optimize. To optimize relevant. What is irrelevant is useless for us. What cannot help. Then we don't consider. See, this word is very important, relevant. We only consider things that is relevant, that can make a difference. Then if you cannot make a difference, then we don't pay attention. So our mind becomes very focused and easy. We discard considerations which are irrelevant to the outcome, and so that our mind become more focused on relevant things that can make a difference. To optimize the relevant internal and external human resources. When you talk about leadership, it's not about management of property or something like that. Leadership is you're dealing with human. So this is very important, dealing with human. So human resources, according to natural laws, this is very important. We don't do against natural laws. What type of natural law? The most important thing is cause and effect. The most important of the natural laws, which is most directly affecting our lives, our leadership, or every aspect of our life is cause and effect. So we need to know. To produce the maximum, the goal is to maximum overall sustainable true benefits. I try to use this word instead of just using the simple word to produce the optimum result. Because optimum, you may not see so many aspects. So actually it means optimum result, or to produce a maximum overall means the wide spectrum and sustainable true benefits. Okay. For this purpose, if we want to achieve this, we learn Dhamma leadership. Okay, and in simple terms, there are a few things. 3 aspects you need to take care. When you talk Dhamma leadership, one is truth. What is truth? I use the word plural. Truth means various aspects. Some are not the ultimate, whatever. Every aspect. For example, if you say about family relationship, so you have some truth in the family relations, in the Eastern family, in the Western family, different aspects involved. So this is truth here also involves reality. Okay, so you can have the ultimate truth. You can also have the relative truth and conventional aspect also. Then, if you know the truth, it can only be executed. What is good, what is best, what is helpful, can only be executed only when we have wisdom. If you don't have wisdom to recognize what are the truths involved in some aspect, then you cannot do it well, you cannot excel. Scientific truth, also conventional, psychological aspect. Okay, you need to know. Like even when you do business, you have a certain rules, financial rules or whatever. This you need to know. Okay, you need to know, and you need to have the wisdom to identify the relevant aspect, the laws involved, the rules involved by wisdom. And eventually, for Dhamma leadership, the benefit is for all. You cannot only consider your own benefit or very selfish and cannot. Dhamma leadership, the fundamental essence of Dhamma is our compassion, our love for others. You cannot only think about our own selfish purpose. You cannot do that. Okay? So 3 aspects. One is Dhamma, which is truth. One is the ability to use it, to go live according to it, adhere to it. That is the wisdom. So by wisdom. And the end result, the beneficiary, is all. All refers to relevant parties. For example, if you have an animal organization, animal saving, animal protection organization, so that for all can refer to dogs, can refer to animals that you want to take care, so for all, it means anything in the context that you set. Okay? Okay. Then 3 important types of Dhamma powers. When you talk about leadership, you want to help others, you want to garner the forces. First important thing is this ability. When you don't have certain ability, you cannot invoke the power of Dhamma. There's no ability. So the most important ability, for the first one I will use, is the ability to remain unhurt. Because when there are a lot of challenges coming our way, when you want to, even just to live a single individual reclusive life, it is not easy. Challenge come our way also. One more to say, when we are in our activity, our human action, when we involve another person who is beyond our control. So there will be a lot of interaction of forces, human forces. So first thing, you want to apply wisdom, you want to apply your ability, the first thing, to have the ability not to be hurt. This is the first thing we have to cultivate. Later we talk about how to cultivate. If you cannot, then once you get hurt, very soon you fast, almost immediately, your perspective change. Your understanding about things change, and your judgment change. You cannot think straight, you cannot think clearly, because you get hurt. Once we get hurt emotionally, ruffled, then you find it very difficult to exercise the wisdom. And if you know Abhidhamma, you also know wisdom, our intelligence, and the defiled mind never come together. Never come together. Always, if you don't find one single thought process which has defilement, unwholesome state of mind, and the wisdom together. No, they don't exist together. That's very important, that we, in order to apply Dhamma leadership, we must have this ability. Train up. This is very important. Otherwise, even you learn a lot about Dhamma leadership, suddenly you will see that you fail. You cannot work. You are not apply. You don't have the ability to apply the Dhamma powers that you learned. You know, you are aware of, but you cannot apply. You don't have the ability to apply. Why? Because you are hurt, emotionally affected. Okay? So this is the first ability. The ability to remain unhurt. Then secondly, happiness that cannot be taken away by any external conditions. Happiness that cannot be taken away. You have internal happiness, because not only you get unhurt, you are okay. Because all beings have a longing for happiness. Only when we feel happy, our mind is settled. If we feel very unhappy, lonely, all the blank, after some time, you find your faculties become more dumb and unclear, not sharp. Yes, why? Because the mind is not nourished. Happiness is the quality that nourishes our mind. Give us strength, give us energy to move on. So when you want to help others, when you don't have that internal happiness, which cannot be taken away by any external conditions, human or any things, so that will be difficult. So this is happiness, you need to have it. Cultivate that ability to have pure Dhamma way of happiness, Dhamma happiness. So the third ability, Dhamma powers that cannot be destroyed by any external conditions. I purposely separate these 2 and 3 because I want to show the importance, highlight the second, the important happiness, and then the third one, patience, loving kindness, compassion, courage. Taking charge is translate it's like actually a responsibility also. You can say a responsibility, but it means because I translate from the Chinese. I first wrote these notes in Chinese. Tan tang, you can take a responsibility for whatever is required. Yes, the Chinese word is special. Special tantang, taking charge also can, taking a responsibility also can, and being very courageous to undertake a duty. It also means tantang has a wide, very profound meaning in itself. Then forgiveness, kindness, gratitude, sense of responsibility, and other virtues. You can add on to your own list. But whatever that is strength you have, character strength you have, this strength cannot be destroyed. If it can be easily destroyed, then even you can lead very well, you are united, you have a team, but any things can just destroy you. Mara can just destroy you. An evil force can just destroy you. So if a leader gets destroyed, what will happen to the team? So we owe our team, our organization, that people we lead, or people we want to benefit, a big duty to guard our own strength. And that's very important. So if you have these 3, you cultivate these 3 things, then we can talk about other skills, how to lead, whatever. Otherwise, no, not good. Why? Even if you have a lot, you build out a big tower, big achievement, you don't know when the whole thing will collapse. You don't know. If any of this strike you, suddenly all your effort goes into the drain. Okay, so this is things. So now we come to this. if we, with the understanding that in order to employ Dhamma leadership properly, effectively, and in a way that can deliver results for under any circumstances, then we need to train ourselves. I put it down in Treasure Guidelines, Dhammic 7 Dhammic Treasure Guidelines. So, okay, the first. So here we have Treasure Guidelines for the self-cultivation according to Dhamma, or you can say Dhammic self-cultivation also can. Then the Treasure Guidelines, first is internally. You see, self-cultivation, it means internal. Then second is Treasure Guidelines for Dhammic External Dealings. You're dealing with outside, with other people, other things. Okay, external. Then is a general one, Treasure Guideline for Dhammic Dhamma Propagation. It means this aspect, it covers everything, overseas. But and then another aspect, Treasure Guideline for Dhammic Service. Because this one is newly added to our list, is because we realize when you talk about all the high leadership, Dhamma leadership, but we don't know how to serve others, then everything is useless. People don't feel it. You see, you can have all the good and beautiful ideas, but if you cannot deliver it in an impactful way that people can feel, then it doesn't work. It is very important to do it in an impactful way that people can feel it. So this is, in this aspect, service comes very important. You don't know how to serve people, you don't know how to lead. Okay, so you see, at first we start from ourselves, then we understand the principle regarding the externalities, then we have an overview how to do Dhamma propagation, what are the fundamental logics involved. Later I explain about fundamental logics. Then you have to reach the ground. 接地气, reach the ground, reach the grassroots, and let even anyone who come into contact with you feel your service, feel it. And then we can talk about big things. You know, sometimes I notice sometimes we talk about big things, but we neglect to find the small thing, which is day to day, everyday contact, interaction, service. This is so important. Okay, how you regard another people, how you look at the person we talk to the persons, how we treat people, we receive people, how we welcome people. These are all very important. In what kind of spirit? Okay, that's important. Then decision making. This is higher level already. When we talk about decision making, it's higher level. You need to know how to make decision. And then we need to be realistic that Dhamma work is not always sunshine and roses. Not always like that. Sometimes it has its difficulty and challenge. Because why? We need to be realistic that we are not perfect beings. We don't come into Dhamma leadership with the assumption that people are all our members, whoever come and join, all are perfect like Arahants. Arahant doesn't need, Arahants don't need this leadership. They don't need. They just follow Dhamma, everything will flow naturally. You just live, if you live like Arahant, you don't need this Dhamma leadership. Dhamma leadership, is meant to help people who want to receive the Dhamma benefits. Or for people who want to attack Dhamma, we don't know how to help them, But at least we have to, first we want to solve. But if you have the ability, like the Buddha, then you may be able to convert those, enemies or whatever. But at least we want to help those who have a similar aspiration to experience the benefit of Dhamma and yet imperfect. You see? Now we have to solve the good people's problem, not bad people. Bad people's problem, sometimes you require superhuman power. Okay, you have a wonderful leadership, wonderful charisma, and then you can convert people. People want to attack you, want to kill you, and then you're converted and become your disciple. Okay, that's a Buddha's power. Now that's another level. That level cannot be trained just by techniques, that one is when a person have achieved that Dhamma power, yes, it is possible. But we are more down to earth. We are talking about something that you and I, we are all coming in with good heart. But sometimes you notice in the circle, Buddhist community, people with good heart, they get into conflict. Why? Because they don't know how to, make good use of their differences. The difference of our character, our traits, our abilities. Actually, it's always an advantage. But when we don't know how to use it, then it becomes big disadvantage. We become bickering, quarreling, like that. When we get quarrelsome, then you find that very difficult to, a lot of exhausting experience. Get tired, even to talk to each other, you get tired and exhausted. Attend the meeting, you get tired and exhausted. So we need to be smart and know how to turn our disadvantage to advantage. Differences, our different abilities, different perspective, different understanding of things actually can be turned into advantage. Then we talk. So, but anyway, we need to be ready that differences are meant to be. Conflicting ideas are meant to be, especially for among creative people. If you are creative, then a lot of different thinking comes up. So how to resolve that differences? Okay, so then we come up with the treasure guidelines for resolving differences dhammically. Okay, in the Dhamma way. Okay, and then then we need to have, after all the work that we know, after all the preparation, all the leadership or experiment with leadership, then we need to have a correct way of evaluating ourselves. If you don't know how to evaluate how well we do, then you don't know whether you are doing it correctly or not. So we need to know how to evaluate. So treasure guidelines for the evaluation of Dhammic Dhamma Propagation and Service. Okay, we do after that how to evaluate. Then we talk about this. So if we can evaluate, we can improve and move on for the next destination and to achieve the next goal. Okay, so let's see. Treasure guidelines for the self-cultivation according to Dhamma. Okay, this one I guess many of you are familiar. So let's read together, and if we try, if necessary, we explain. Okay, the first one, let's read together. You have it in your in this also. You can check. Okay, let's read together. Now is the precious and opportune moment to practice Dhamma, cultivate the mind and causes for the transformation and upliftment of my life. Okay. This is important to always know now. It is a wonderful time. How to apply. Cultivate the mind, practice Dhamma, causes, and you want to cultivate the mind, you want to cultivate the causes. Because we don't work on the effect, because effects is already effect. Result is already result. We care most about how to change. When we want to make a change, it's always we work on the causes. Result is already a result. We work on the causes. Okay? For the transformation and upliftment of my life. Okay? So if you, in fact, this is just to live in the now. It is so important. There's one Western meditation teacher, Eckhart Tolle or something. He wrote a book, The Power of Now. People can talk one whole book about just one thing, how to live in the present moment and how to use this power of now to change your life. Your suffering, everything, just this only. In fact, just this alone, if you really apply it very well, you find your mind becomes so much more resilient and powerful. Okay? The second, okay, let's read together. Let me be aloof from the worries about past and future and be free from any obsession about people's right and wrong, good and evil. Let me begin each new day free of emotional drawbacks and inhibitions. So we want to start anew. We want to start every moment as a fresh person, not with someone with big burden on your back. You see, when people hold on to the bad memory or good memory or whatever, when they live in the past and future in their dreams, they forget the present. So because of the fear for the future, the unpleasant experience about the past, so now is not a fresh moment for many people. So they come into life with a lot of burden. How to be efficient? How can we live well if we bear so much burden in our mind? So we want to tell us, this is also living in the present moment. But we go into further details, let go of past, future, any obsession. You see, so many defilements happen, obsession, because we are obsessed. Oh, these people is wrong, this another person is wrong. Why should we let other people's wrong burden us? Think about it. So we live every day free of emotional drawbacks. Something that pulls your leg. You have to move forward, pull your back. That's what I call it, emotional drawback. And inhibition, you get inhibited. Something like inhibit your mind, inhibit, and make you unable to exercise your potential and your abilities. Okay, so let's give ourselves a light and very free start. Free start. Okay, then the third one. I shall always remember the dangers in samsara, the force of birth, old age, sickness and death, and the transiency of life. I shall not cease to be heedful and diligent due to short-lived pleasant experiences till I attain the security of the other shore, Nibbana. Actually, we take this from the Buddhas, you know. Is it that living in the present moment, we take basically from Bhante Gatha, or our three suttas in Majjhima Pada. And this one also, the Buddha told the monks, don't stop halfway. Strive until Asika, until Arahantship. If you have not achieved that, don't stop halfway. Don't feel, oh, now I'm very good, my life is good, everything is good, and stop. No, don't do like that. So we should always be heedful and diligent, and not because of good experiences we forget. Sometimes because of the negligence, people fall down again. So we need to be careful. Nibbana. Okay, then next. In fact, when we always remember this, what is the benefit? When we have a great ambition or goal in our mind, we don't get dragged, pulled back by small pettiness, petty things, trivial matters. So often our mind get bogged down with trivialities. So small thing, you hold on, you get affected. People, small thing, people can distract our attention. But if we always remember we have a goal, eventually we are striving for Nibbana. We want to get out of this samsara. So what is this small thing? Just let go, don't see. There's one saying in Chinese, 骑在快马上的人是看不到的. Means someone who is riding on a fast horse, running very fast. Then do you get distracted by this chicken sound or the dog barking? No, you don't get that. You don't care. Unless there's a tiger coming your way, then you have to find a way to solve it. Otherwise, you just ride your horse very quickly towards your goal. You don't get distracted by these small noises here and there. So grumbling, someone saying bad about you, you don't care about that. So this is things. So when this is to remind ourselves not about our life, okay, the important goal in our life, and don't get stopped halfway. Okay, I shall wholeheartedly cherish and utilize every present moment with loving kindness, compassion, mindfulness, for clear comprehensions, and wise attention. Of course, with many things small, if you want to say, but these are the fundamental important things that if you have, then you notice this is the best way we cherish the present moment. Some people say, yeah, 师父, 活在当下, live in the present moment. How to do it well? Yeah, you need to have this mindfulness, You see, loving kindness, compassion is the emotional part. Mindfulness for clear compassion and wise attention, this is the rational wisdom part. Okay? So our mind becomes balanced. We have the emotional wealth and we have the also rational, the intellectual wealth. So these two things. Loving kindness, compassion, mindfulness. Sometimes in situations where you cannot help, we just see, just observe. It is a solution by itself. Just by being mindful of the problems, we can solve problems. We can get through the problem in the best way. Then for clear comprehension, we have a lot of talks on this. You can read. Basically, 4 is clear comprehension of this purpose, sattaka sampajanya, clear comprehension of suitability, sapaya sampajanya, clear comprehension of domain, gochara sampajanya, and clear comprehension of non-delusion, asamoha sampajanya. This is given in the commentary to Mahasatipatthana Sutta. Okay? So when we apply these 4 clear comprehension, we avoid a lot of inefficiency. A lot of inefficiency happens when we get distracted from our goal or purpose. We do something which is not purposeful. You forget that it should link to the aim. You get distracted. And sometimes we do a lot of things which is not a plus, but a minus. Not advantageous to our goal, but a disadvantage in achieving our goal. When blocking is a hindering force. So when we have the clear comprehension, we don't get this. You don't do this. So efficiency increase in our life when we do whatever we do. And wise attention. Wise attention is something that we can turn any experience to our advantage, at least to the cultivation of wholesomeness. You see, in the Patthana, Upanisaya Pachayo, decisive dependent condition. Decisive, Upanisaya Pachayo. It says that when there is a wholesomeness, can be a decisive dependent condition for another wholesome state to arise. But unwholesomeness can also be a decisive dependent condition for the wholesome thing to arise. For example, you did something bad. Then that is a bad karma, right? Okay? But because of that bad karma, you realize and you have some, or maybe some alarming feeling towards the result that might happen to you. So quickly you tell yourself, oh, I want to practice, I want to do more good, I want to release lives and do a lot of good. Hopefully, when my bad karma ripen, at least I have enough merit to bear it or to neutralize the effect. You know, you cannot cancel out bad karma with good karma. But you can neutralize its effect. For example, you throw a lot of salt into the drink. It's so salty. But the Buddha said in the text, in the sutta, if you take the salt, you throw it into the Ganges River. Not the current Ganges River. Now it's very dirty. The ancient Ganges River, a lot of fresh water. So when you throw it into it, then you take one more cup and drink. You don't feel salty, you can drink. Why? Because there's a lot of water in the Ganges River. So it means that when we have a lot of the merit in giving, in morality, in concentration and wisdom training, then you find that you can balance up. You can your bad karma when it ripens is no more so bad. You know, for example, killing bad karma ripen, you get sickness. But if you have good karma, you get good doctor also, good medicine. So in that sense, it neutralizes the final total suffering that you experience. Okay, so wise attention is like that. Wise attention is when you have bad things, bad experiences, you look at it correctly, you can turn. Okay, even in dying moment, you know, suddenly the memory of what you did, the wrong thing you did, appear in your mind. You may fear. You may suffer remorse, and then be reborn in the lower realm. But if you have wise attention, you tell yourself, well, I saw my mistakes. It happened again. Yeah, my mistake. But so what? what can I do? My mistake was caused by my ignorance at that time. Now I'm no more that ignorant is over. You can see the mistake as a mistake, not as a self that you identify strongly with. Just see it as it is. And then you can feel relief. Okay, it's a mistake. It's just somebody else's mistake. You look at your own mistake like looking at somebody else's mistake. In a very objective and calm manner, with mindfulness, then you notice that even in dying moment, your bad experience arise. You can still guard your mind with the wisdom and with wise attention and be reborn in a good place. If you have this ability, this is the power of wise attention. Okay, which has no fear for good experience or bad experience. Because good experience also you can apply your wise attention towards it and generate good thoughts, good response. And bad experience also you can direct your mind correctly, good and bad. You can direct your mind, wise attention towards it and see in the way that you can, the immediate thought process will come up with wholesomeness. Okay, so this is the power. So if you have this basically loving kindness, compassion, mindfulness, focus, comprehension, and wise attention, basically you have the ability to cherish and utilize every present moment well, very well. Okay? So all these are meant for what? So that you don't get hurt easily. And you can maintain happiness in various difficult situations with the composure, calmness, happy mind in all difficult conditions. And anyone want to destroy your virtues, destroy your courage, destroy your patience, destroy your tolerance, cannot. Because you have this quality, how to destroy you? How can people destroy you? How can any happenings in the world destroy you? Cannot. So this is our strength we need to cultivate. When we have this strength, then don't worry about helping others. You will have the ability to help others. Okay? Leaders. Okay? Well, let's read this. Okay. Dhamma, natural laws and teaching of the Buddhas. Okay, we read. Dhamma is the basis for the existence, rise and fall and sustenance of all beings, events and phenomena in the universe. Let me learn and deserve Dhamma with the most focused mind. So we regard Dhamma, we know Dhamma is this. All the past Buddhas have teach Dhammas, various types of teachings. Basically, we also know that all those teachings relate to natural laws. It is not foreign or alien to natural laws. It's not separate. It derive. All the teaching of the Buddha derive from what they understand about nature. Okay? So in the basis, like just the natural law of cause and effect, this alone, just this alone covers almost every phenomenon in the universe already. Rise and fall, sustenance, just to sustain, to maintain, to keep alive, you need to have the cause and effect understanding. Otherwise, you cannot even keep alive things. Okay? Let me learn and deserve Dhamma in the most focused mind. So with that, we have the desire, okay, let me focus and respectfully to practice, to understand Dhamma and to deserve Dhamma. We may think it is something very simple, just to deserve Dhamma. Why is it so difficult? Let me tell you, it's very difficult sometimes. I have students who report to me, cannot even do this reflection. When I do this reflection, I feel, oh, so difficult, so hard, struggling. So what they can do? Take the reflection, put under the pillow and sleep over it. Really, I'm not talking about joke. It's a real happenings, real things. I get the real report. Because you see, it was told to me, my student, Bhante, I cannot. I said, just read. Cannot. So eventually I gave the instruction, please copy. Every day you copy. Because the mind, to deserve the Dhamma is so hard. Why? When you have some heavy karma on you. So hard. So sometimes you even want to find a way to help yourself. To take the first step to help yourself can be very hard. So don't take it lightly. To deserve Dhamma is something, it's not easy. Not easy. So that's why we hope all of us don't get into such a state. Even we want to deserve the help that come to us is so hard. We can't even receive the help that come to us, the Dhamma help. Okay? So let's humbly learn and deserve Dhamma with the most focused mind. Okay, then, let's read together. May I have a gentle, attentive heart. May I be humble, respectful, and rightly absorb Dhamma guidance and teachings. May I be swift to flow along with what is true and good. The Chinese is 从善如流. It means this is very important, not to delay our progress in the Dhamma. Not to delay, we should not. Sometimes out of pride, out of negligence, out of the kind of, I call that, pride, conceit, or belittling behavior. Just say, well, this is not so, never mind, I don't need it, I don't need the Dhamma, I still live well, this kind of thing. So sometimes because of various attitude, then what is the help that is so useful? We don't cherish it, we don't flow along. Only until we are taught hard lessons by the law of cause and effect. Then when the bad result comes, many people ask this question, why me? Why me? Why I have to suffer? But long ago, when you get the help, you get the guidance, you don't listen. So this is the thing. So if you don't want to suffer, if you really love ourselves, we don't want to suffer unnecessarily, already we have to suffer in the samsara, but we don't want to suffer unnecessarily. What we can avoid, we should avoid. So let us learn to be 从善如流, flow along with what is true and good. Just what I tell you, know this is right and good, apply and flow along. Don't be an enemy to ourselves. So this is the meaning, okay? Okay, then lesson number 7. May I enhance wisdom and compassion when I encounter ups and downs, pleasant and unpleasant experiences. Okay, again, wisdom and compassion, two aspects, two pillars of our Dhamma, or we can say the emotional part, compassion, and the wisdom part, which is wisdom. Okay, so in life, sure, to encounter ups and downs, sure, pleasant and unpleasant experience, sure. In human world, sure. In Deva, maybe not. The negative side may not happen until dying moment. But dying moment also a short while. By the time they realize that they have the things, the sweat happening, and then the Deva body change, within a short time pass away already. So the length of time that they suffer is so short. Deva realms. But for humans, sometimes they have to suffer a lot. So let's be face it this way. In samsara, suffering is part of our life, especially in human world. Okay, so instead of crying to say why it happened to me, we might as well just accept this is part of life and accept it gracefully and regard it, respond with the Dhamma powers. Okay, so tell ourselves that good and bad experiences can be invoked for cultivation of good qualities, good Dhamma, especially wisdom and compassion. You can add to yourself, courage, whatever, you can also add. But I mainly put wisdom and compassion as the two key aspects. So number 8. Okay, I shall not crave any resultant conditioned experiences of eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. With detachment, I shall endure, embrace, and utilize all experiences for self-cultivation. I shall cultivate good causes through thought, speech, and action according to truth and conditions. Everything that happens the experience by us in eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, though, they actually result. They are all conditioned. They happen because of condition only. So they are all resultant. Okay? So with detachment, whatever result that happen to us, we just endure, embrace, utilize. Endure first so that you don't respond with defilements. Then, better still if you have the magnanimity to embrace it. Embrace it with magnanimity. And then utilize, make good use of it. Since it already happened, you cannot change it. Turn it to your advantage for self-cultivation. Okay? Thought, speech, and action according to truth and conditions. Okay, then next. Okay. Facing all life experiences, I shall reflect upon causes, effects, and conditionality. Again, this is reinforced the previous understanding. Anything happen to us, we try to understand these causes and effects. And my experience the effects, the result. So what are the causes I need to cultivate and respond? So when we care about causes and effects, then we thinking in this way, naturally we will work on the causes. And then conditionality. Things happen because of condition, and when the condition vanish, things will vanish. So we tend to have more patience and more ability to outlast the problem. Okay, then this one. No matter the externalities, I will suffer more if I increase causes of sufferings such as greed, anger, and delusion. Okay. So sometimes people always say, we find children fight also. Oh, 你先, because you provoke me first. Because of that, I get angry. You see, we always justify our bad response by quoting other people's mistakes, other people's provocations. But how people regard you, when we respond with a cause of suffering, with anger, with greed, or whatever, who will suffer? We will suffer. So why must we make ourselves suffer more simply because other people regard us badly? This is unwise. So if we can see things in this perspective, then we never justify our defilements. We never justify any cause of suffering. No matter how unjust people regard us. That's the problem. That's also our problem in the sense of resultant as a life experience. But why should we create cause of suffering? Why must we add suffering to ourselves simply because other people give us suffering? We shouldn't, but make it more heavier. They have to suffer more suffering like that. So we tell ourselves. So this sentence this reflection mainly is meant for us to reflect so that we can avoid this useless and cowardly self-justification for defilements. Okay, let's try this. I shall apply Dhamma for the purification of my own thought, speech, and action, and not for the measuring and judging of others. Yes, Dhamma, whatever. The more we know Dhamma, the more we should become purer. But some people, when the more they know Dhamma, the more defiled they become. Why? Because they start to use this as a yardstick, not for themselves, but for other people, to measure other people. We don't do that. But to understand other people is okay. If you understand, this person has this weakness, has these shortcomings, then how am I going to help? That is okay. But what I mean by measuring and judging is, have no benefit to ourselves. But as a teacher, we do need to estimate how is this, what is the potential of this disciple, what are their weakness and strength, and so that the more we see the person's weakness, the more we can help to overcome, guide the person to overcome. The more we see the person's good potential, we are able to uncover the good qualities of others and help them to see the strength they have. Sometimes they don't see their own strength. We try to help them to see their own strength. This is the job of a teacher. So in that sense, that kind of teacher's measuring is different. Okay? It's meant to help others. But usually when people measure and judge, they apply it in a bad way. So we mean, in this aspect, we refer to the bad way. But if it is with the intention to help, you try to understand the strength and the weakness of others, it doesn't come under this aspect. Huh? Okay, next. Giving up useless and energy-draining grumbling. Let all my actions or inactions be pragmatic, improve situations, and at least not make them worse. Yeah. Grumbling is useless, complaining is useless, we know it is useless, so try not to indulge in it. If it happens, quickly recover. Then actions or inaction, in life basically is this, action or inaction. I use it plural in order to denote the various types of response only. So normally action or inaction, normally we don't use this plural, but in this sense, it refers to the various aspects. Let's be pragmatic, improve situation. Whatever happened, we try to make things better. At least not make them worse. So sometimes we find people quarrel, oh, this person do this and then I need to punish a person. When you think about revengeful things, sometimes they forget in the process of trying to rectify what is so-called, what cannot be rectified, what cannot be changed, or it's already over. You kill my father, I kill your father. And in this kind of thing, you know Chinese 武侠小说, so a lot of these kind of novels, kung fu novels, are revengeful. Sometimes it doesn't help anymore. What is dead is dead, what is past is past. Make the current situation well, live well now. Sometimes we don't have a good choice. Sometimes what is in front of us, the options is bad and worse. So in that case, sometimes we just don't choose the worst one. Sometimes we just have no choice. For example, if a patient's leg is rotten, but if you don't amputate the body, then the harm can go to the person can die and go attack the heart. So what to do? What would the doctor advise? Amputate your body to save your life, right? So similarly, sometimes both are worse, bad. Both are bad. If you don't amputate, bad. No? You die with big pain and with the attack to your the upper part of the body, other part of the body. But if you amputate, you lose a leg. So in life, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes we end up facing two bad options. So then at that time we need to exercise our wisdom and choose an option that is not worse. Okay. Sometimes we find people grumbling, complain. They end up when they complain, this is no good, that is no good. But when they don't do anything, respond in a good way, they end up making things worse. Okay. Okay. From now onwards, I shall pay attention to relevant things that can make a difference and do not think or speak about irrelevant things that can't make a difference. Yes, relevant thinking is so important. Don't waste our time on irrelevant things. That is not helpful. That's very important to cultivate this art of living. Okay, next. I shall cherish and be grateful to all teachers, elders, heavenly guardians, earthly benefactors, spiritual companions, and all wholesome conditions. With courage and strength, I shall cherish and be grateful for even unavoidable, difficult conditions that train and test me. Let all life encounters and experiences make me a better person and develop my insight. This gratitude is very helpful. It is a quality that makes us more deserving for good things to come. And if you can be grateful even for very difficult conditions, you are grateful for the training, then next time you tend to regard it with good attitude. Okay? So let all life experiences, good and bad, make me a better person. Okay, let's see. Overcoming guilt, remorse, and anger, I shall forgive and empathize with the faults of myself and all beings caused by ignorance and other defilements. It's okay, this remorse, no use. What is past is past. We learn to forgive ourselves, forgive others. The more we can forgive ourselves, the more we can forgive others. The more we can forgive others, the more we can forgive ourselves. Because the root principle comes from the same. It is understanding that things happen because of condition. The bad past, the evil also, they are conditioned. Weakness also are conditioned. Weaknesses. Okay? Knowing that they are all caused by ignorance and defilements. Okay. Okay, then next. Guarding against jealousy, I rejoice in all the kindness, victories, and achievements of all beings. Let my mind synchronize with all wholesome Dhamma. You see, when we are jealous of something, our mind become turned away from the good things. So that's bad. So when we know something good, achievement, success, wealth, good looking, or whatever, if you rejoice or think, but don't rejoice at Dhamma. The wrong Dhamma, don't rejoice. That day someone wrote me a message in WeChat. What if my husband look at other women happily with joyful feeling, enjoying the sight of other beautiful girls? Then should I rejoice? He's happy. Should I rejoice? I said, no, not like that. Don't nobody tell you to rejoice over other people's defilements. No. She feel difficult. How am I going to rejoice over my husband looking at other women so happily? I said, no, this is not for you to rejoice. Rejoice on Dhamma things only. Please understand. Don't rejoice the wrong things. We don't synchronize our mind with unwholesome things. We let our mind synchronize in harmony, 相应 with the wholesome Dhamma. 相应. Okay, Okay, number 17. May all beings who see, hear, contact, and think of me grow in faith towards Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. May they embark upon the great journey of liberation from sufferings and realization of true happiness, being inspired by my Dhamma cultivation, loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, equanimity, virtue, concentration, wisdom, sincerity, and devotion towards Dhamma, and my change, progress, and transformation. Yeah. This is for Dhamma propagator, someone. Eventually, after we cultivate all the good qualities in ourselves, we wish these qualities can enhance, can influence the good qualities in others. In fact, if we have this kind of magnanimous, broad heart, with this kind of broad heart, magnanimity, we cultivate these wholesome qualities, we will get more strength to cultivate. When we look like it, it seems that we are only thinking about for others. No. When we think about ourselves, we will have more strength to help others. When we care about helping others to uplift their faith towards Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, by having that kind of mindset, we actually strengthen our motivation to perfect ourselves. So it comes both ways. Very, very nice, In fact, not only sometimes people say, Bhante, I still have a lot of weakness, a lot of bad points. How am I going to help others? How am I going to inspire others? Well, your change. Last time you scold people half an hour, you don't stop. No, I tell you, one day you just scold the person the 3 words, and then after that, or maybe just 1 minute, half a minute, then you keep quiet. I tell you, the person will feel shocked. Wow, I'm waiting to be scolded for half an hour. Now you just scold me for half a minute, and then you stop. Okay lah. He already improved so much, and already. People feel so pampered and spoiled. They can even feel so grateful also possible because of the bad qualities that we have lesson. Really, Yeah. I remember one of my old friends. Last time I was in the prefect board, I was the head prefect, and he was a DCO, the high officer. So one time, after some years after he met me, he saw me not getting angry easily, because I was head prefect. I was dealing with gangsters in the school, every day. Lots of scolding, angry, fight, like Bao Qing Tian, Then suddenly, so I see no need to do it anymore. I don't like the kind of lifestyle also. I just be calm and enjoy my studies in my Form 6. Then he said, Chang, I'm not used to you anymore. I still like the previous image, tough and like Bao Qing Tian. Then suddenly you become so mild, and I said, well, that's good, isn't it? He didn't know how to appreciate it. But later they know. My friends, they saw there's a change of character because of Dhamma. So people start to have interest in what he has done for him to have come so long, such a long way. So people are curious in what we do, like meditation, etc. So our change can be a factor to inspire people's faith towards Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Then come, may all wholesome wishes of all beings be fulfilled. Yeah, I start to share this after I practice it for about more than 20 years, Because one day I realized, I see what happened to others and myself. Whatever I do, I feel that people like to help me to accomplish my wishes. I found it be strange and fortunate. I feel so blessed, So suddenly I realized one day, actually for many years back, I had the wish, whatever people meet me, if I can help people to fulfill their wholesome wishes, not unwholesome wishes. I don't care about unwholesome wishes. If it's wholesome wishes, I have a natural desire to help the person to fulfill, to achieve the dream, to make the dream come true, things like that. So later, I just realized after years, decades of practice this kind of mindset, my life changed, and I see how different my life can be compared to others. So I want to share this wish with them. So if you always have a desire to help other people to fulfill their wishes, the result of karma come back to you. Then sometimes some people say, well, Bhante, you are teaching here. Of course, people want to fulfill a wish. You are the teacher here. No, when I went wandering in Nepal and India as an unknown, people don't know me. But wherever I went, I just noticed that help came all the way. I went to an unknown place, a village as a stranger. People just help. That's very wonderful. Okay. After we have done our self-cultivation according to Dhamma, then we have the strength and Dhamma powers to deal with externalities, external conditions. So now we come to these second treasure guidelines for Dhammic External Dealings. I shall enrich all good and evil forces that I encounter by adherence to treasure guidelines for external dealings. So this we also call it Dhamma Leadership. Basically, Dhamma Leadership is the things, the approach we regard externalities. Okay, let's read together. Dhamma leadership aligns with the natural laws of existence. It fosters optimal outcomes in the interconnected web of causes and effects, resulting in synergy where 1 + 1 more than 2. This allows the causes and conditions to naturally come together, retain and sustain, bringing about the best and enduring true benefits. Okay. So, when we regard others, the fundamental principle, I purposely want to put 1 + 1 in a mathematical formula. So easy to remember, 1 + 1 more than 2. Very easy. You look at this, 1 + 1 more than 2, it's very easy to stick to the mind. So instead of using use the numerical words, instead of in the alphabets words. So 1 plus 1 more than 2. We wish people have contact with us, or when we have contact with other people, we always live an enriching life. We enrich others, or others enrich us, or we enrich each other both ways, mutually, instead of grinding ourselves among ourselves more. When you grind each other and exhaust, it's so exhausting. So often when people don't know how to manage human relationship, they're exhausting, you know. So why come together when we harm each other, hurt each other, you know? No point. So in the Buddhist perspective, when we meet each other, let's be kalyana mita to others, enrich each other in terms of knowledge, in terms of resources, in terms of our ability, when we complement each other, you know, matching each other. That is how 1 plus 1 more than 2. Okay. So this allows the causes and conditions. When 1 plus 1 more than 2, what is the result? Okay. You find it happen like that. People will somehow they know, they may not speak this way, but they know somehow. When I do it alone, I cannot produce a good result. When I work with you, then we produce a bigger cake. Even to slice half or 1/3, also bigger than what I get alone. You know, you have the flour, you have a sugar, but flour alone cannot produce a cake. You need to have various ingredients. So when we share together, we produce something that everyone can have a share of it. But if we want to do it all alone, not so easy. So only in such a situation we need leadership. But when you talk about liberation, you strive alone in the cave. Which is better? Sometimes you don't need, you think being alone is better. Yes, in that case. So, but when we work together as an organization, we foresee this advantage, 1 plus 1 more than 2. That is why we come together. So if we have this effect, when people come together, they feel enriched, they feel more efficiently they can perform. You know, they can deliver better. Then naturally, you have this causal condition for things to naturally come together, retain, and sustain. We don't need to use the strategy, tactics to control human so that people don't run away. See, some organizations, they employ these, tactics to keep you in. Why? I have to keep you in so that I have my numbers. So what people stay in the organization unhappily. Because why? I live a better life out there without this organization. Why should I come in? I can serve alone. But when I join the team, we cannot serve. We are obstructed by each other. So when this comes, people want to run away. And you don't keep people in by tactics. No. We keep people in by, when things happen, 1 plus 1 more than 2, people naturally stay. But if they want to go, let them go. Don't control people with tactics. That is unethical. In fact, we should, if we want people to come, let's make sure our platform is created in such a way that people come into the platform, they perform better. They have better than when they are not in the platform. Either it's for their own cultivation or for their service. They can see they can create more merits when they come together. So this is how we want to have this kind of effect. Then we say the Dhamma leadership is effective. It's helpful. Okay, next. The 3 foundational pillars of Dhamma leadership are with predominance of Dhamma and skill wisdom, enriching the multitudes. So in simple terms, sometimes you want to copy the Abraham Lincoln's formula also, of Dhamma by wisdom for all. Same, huh? If you want to, you can find 3 pillars, how to remember? You just remember of Dhamma by wisdom for all. Benefits for all. You can also say benefits for all. Enriching the multitude, you can also turn it into benefits for all. Predominance of Dhamma, execution by wisdom, benefits for all. So of Dhamma by wisdom for all. This is easy to remember. Of, by, and for. This is Abraham Lincoln's formula. You can copy that. So just remember, the Dhamma leadership means the first Dhamma comes first. Dhamma must exercise its power. So predominance of Dhamma. We cannot go against Dhamma. But it has to manifest by human, in human activities. So execution by wisdom, and the result must be good for all. If the result is not good, if the result is not balanced, then it cannot be good Dhamma leadership. Okay? Okay. Predominance of Dhamma requires seeing things as they really are with selfless wisdom, so that one can discern relevant laws, especially the relevant cause and effect relationship of relevant conditions. Yeah, relevant laws. So, what are the relevant laws? For example, if let's say your goal is a harmonious family relationship. Okay? Let's say, what is the Dhamma involved in family relationship? Same. It must be 1 + 1 more than 2. When your daughter, your son come back to the home, they feel good, feel recharged, having a secure place to rest, and rejuvenate the energy, the exhausted body, so that find some comfort, and then go out again to undertake the challenge of the world. Then okay. But if your children or find, why should I? It's all problematic and things get worse and not helpful. Sometimes parents they have such a controlling over the children. The children say, well, I'm a grown up already. I'm no more adolescent, a child. Then why you regard me like that? So when they grow up, they want their freedom. And if the parents insist on the old ways of controlling, then the children rebel. So this is the things. So naturally, if the home is so good, they naturally want the home. When the home is so harmful and so bad for them, then after some time they give up hope towards the home, they run away. It's like that. So just ask yourself, what is the natural laws? Same is the Dhamma leadership. It's still 1 + 1 more than 2. Still, the home must provide some comfort, solace, security and understanding. Somewhere you find refuge. The worldly refuge, not the spiritual refuge, worldly refuge. If the home doesn't serve such purposes, how can you work as a home? Then people, they want to run away. They cannot stay in the home anymore. They don't want a home. That's like that. So you need to know the relevant laws for a successful home, harmonious home, or maybe a successful business. Business must earn money. You have to make it very clear. Some people, they regard business like charity. Then you have a problem. You see, you want charity, you do charity, give money. You keep throwing out money. You find good about it. You feel good about it because it's charity. But if it is a business, it must be profitable. If it is not profitable, of course, are reasonably profitable, but cannot be completely unprofitable. You cannot sustain such a business model, which is keep losing money all the time. See or not? So you need to have to understand the relevant laws involved in any aspect of life. Any aspect. Family, Dhamma, same. For Dhamma world, what is the things? Eventually, people need to feel the Dhamma powers in their mind. In what ways? And at the beginning, we already said, if you are not easily hurt, if you have happiness within, and if you have a strength that cannot be destroyed, then people feel the Dhamma powers in themselves, and which make them enhance their life quality. And naturally, people want to come to learn Dhamma. But if you tell people Dhamma, this is history of Theravada, this is keep bombard people with all the knowledges. But people don't feel their life change and improve. After some time, they wake up. They feel, why should I learn? I waste so much time. I might as well spend the time for holiday making. So like that. So this is your relevant laws. You need to discern. You need to see things as they really are with wisdom. I add the word selfless. See the as with wisdom. But if you have a selflessness, then you can see. Because why you need to be selfless? Because when you talk about Dhamma leadership, external dealings, if you have a big self over the other people's selves, then people feel it. People feel, well, you come first, you put yourself first. Why should I listen to you? Because you're not fair. You're always self-centered. Even for a nation, it's like that. If you find a country, so dominant, my country comes first, then other people follow you out of no choice. When they have a choice to break away, they don't care about you. Why? Because you count your interest first. Why not I count my own interest first? But in Dhamma leadership, we care about fairness, a just perspective. Only with a selfless wisdom, you can have this kind of understanding, be fair to others. They also they want something for themselves. They also want to feel the Dhamma benefits. So that's important. Selfless wisdom. So that one can discern relevant laws, especially relevant causes and effect a relationship of relevant conditions. Okay? Okay, come, let's recite this. Execution by wisdom requires the ability and skill to effectively implement Dhamma. For skillful and efficient implementation of the Dhamma in individual circumstances, seeking optimal choices for each set of conditions. Yeah. Now we talk about execution by wisdom. It refers to the human, the intelligent one, the leader. You need to have that wisdom and the skill, ability to implement. Otherwise, Dhamma is something in the abstract, too abstract. Only when we implement into conditions in real context, then we will see the power of Dhamma. Otherwise, you can just talk and talk over the day, but it's abstract. Dhamma manifests. For example, the pyramid laws, If you don't build a pyramid, you talk about the pyramid law, people don't feel it. You don't see how the pyramid laws works. But when you build a pyramid, then the pyramid laws manifest in the condition. Understand? So in the same way, Dhamma must take place, manifest in condition, in real life manifestation. Okay? So this ability the leader must have for skillful efficient implementation of Dhamma in individual circumstances, seeking optimal choices for each set of conditions. Okay? Everything, family, business, company, nations, international affairs, whatever. Any set of conditions, you look for the optimal choices, the best choices. Best in a balanced way, we call optimal. If it's only best, you don't think about other things. For example, if a family, you think about what is best for my business making, money making. Don't you only consider money? Then you may neglect your children, you may neglect your wife, your husband, or whatever. Then end up you earn so much money, but you have a destroyed life. Yeah. You don't take care of your parents. This is maximization in one aspect, but not the optimal life. Optimal life means you balance. This is also good, but you have a balanced life to take care. This is what we mean by optimal. So always have a different choices, then you choose the optimal one. Okay? Okay. Now, enriching the multitude requires a compassionate and expansive heart with loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy and equanimity, coupled with the courage and wisdom to overcome challenges, to bring true benefits of the Dhamma to all living beings. Okay, for all, for all. So when you want to benefit others, again, it comes from the heart, the true love for others. True love for others. And then also you need courage and wisdom, and then to bring through benefits. Okay? Okay, this is easy. Now methodology. Okay. Then methodology. Okay, methodology. 2 sets of cause and effects based on the Four Noble Truths: sufferings, origin, cessation, and path, comprising the causality of problems and the causality of ideals. Applying the Dhammas of dependent origination and non-self, pinnacle of wisdom. Loving kindness, compassion, appreciative, joy, and equanimity, pinnacle of emotional balance. And seeing things as they really are, and other Dhamma, the pinnacle of other Dhamma powers, towards the 2 sets of causality of the internal conditions, external conditions, and events. I will harness the power of these 36 Dhamma aspects to optimize life experiences. Okay, never mind. Is it confusing? 36, how it comes about? Okay, I just put it in this way so that it's easy to remember how it comes to. Okay, 36. Later we will show the last part in actual application. Yeah, this is how it works in 3 times 3 times 4, end up 36. So later we will show. Okay. We'll talk about this coming to the last part of our Dhamma leadership in actual real life application. So later we'll talk about this. This is more. But 2 aspects, again, wisdom part or rational part and emotional part. These 2 things. And then in 3 kinds of main power in our life, 3 categories of power. One is the rational aspect. The wisdom part, another emotion aspect. If you neglect one aspect, this is a problem in life. So even the last part is, before you want to execute anything, the first thing is see things as they really are with wisdom. See things as they really are with wisdom. This is important. After that, it requires whether you can implement something. It depends on your courage, your tolerance, your magnanimity, your virtues, your character, everything. So all come under the 3rd category, abilities. But I highlight these seeing things as they really are with wisdom. This is very important because when you see things as they really are with wisdom, then only other ability can come into play. When you don't see things as they really are, how to apply? You want to apply courage wrongly. You want to apply tolerance, also wrong application. Then end up with a lot of side effects because you don't see things as they really are with wisdom. So this is the pinnacle of other Dhamma powers. So pioneered by these qualities. So the first part is non-self. For non-self make you infallible, cannot be defeated, undefeatable. And dependent origination make you have the ability to absorb whatever happened to you. Because you understand things happen because of condition. You can absorb whatever happened, you can understand. But then emotional part, you have balance. Then the first 2 also helps you to see things as they really are, especially in the human. You see, human are made up of what? Intellectual part aspect and the emotional aspect. So if you don't have the rich emotional aspect, you will be numb to other people's feelings. You will not be able to feel how people feel. Then how? As a leader, if you don't feel as other people feel, of course not in exact terms, not in the sense that like the Buddha, you read the person's mind, you know exactly how the person feels. But at least you know the person is not feeling good about what you say. When you speak to other people, if you are not aware other people are feeling bad about, they are perceiving your language, your words, your logics, maybe in the wrong way, for some reason. If you don't feel it, then how to work on further? So these first 2 the non-self part make our mind very neutral, very blank, uncolored, unaffected, uncorrupted, untainted. Then you have the emotional part, make you sensitive to other people's emotional aspect. Then these two helps you to see things as they really are, especially another being, another person. Okay? Then you also know why this person gets angry easily, why this person is not emotional balanced, why this person see what is beneficial to be unbeneficial. You can be understanding. You can be understanding. Like that. You know, for example, I recently had the experience with parents who feel they lose their children because the children go to practice Dhamma. And the children is a big adult. It's not the baby. 30 years old already. But the parents feel so worked up, they feel, oh, I'm losing my child. The more they want to control, the more the child will run away. You see? I say, all you need to do is just let go. In fact, your child wants to come back. But because of a controlling power, you don't feel it. You don't know it. Yeah. So you still regard the child as someone that you command fully, but it's an adult, who has a feeling herself, She has a feeling to be respected. But if you don't respect that, then the child finds no point talking to parents. I talk to you also, no use. You will never understand me. So with this kind of mentality, how can a good family relations happen? No, very difficult. Why? Because of that. So you don't have the ability to see that your child is already a grown-up, no more a baby. But you still regard in the wrong way, then problem. So in this way, if you can, and when I deal with the parents, I feel, oh no. What is the problem? The problem is because they are caught, hijacked by traditional mindset. Children are property of the parents. Really, you belong to me, that kind of thing. So when the child have something, aspire, go to a teacher or something, you feel, you feel endangered. That kind of feelings. But of course, they don't recognize it. They just say, oh, I'm so free. Very wonderful. When you don't recognize your mistake, that's how things cannot be changed. The first step towards changing, when something bad happens, there must be causes. You have to check yourself for the cause, not only look outside. See, to be a successful parent also need to be like that. So that's very important. So when we see that in others, we see with understanding. Because I can also understand the kind of very traditional mentality, the kind of very Eastern mentality. In the West, people don't think like that. After 18 years old, go out, child, you go and find your living, right? Like that. The children don't want to be controlled. The parents also don't want to control. They say, I've taken care of you up to 18 years old. Find your survivor out there. Throw you out. Like that. That's how, So we can see, understand other people. We can see what is the cause. Yeah, this person have this problem. What is the cause? What the person's emotional imbalance? What is the cause? And how to solve it? So this approach of two sets of causality, cause effect. You know the problem. You know the cause of the problem. You know what is they are capable of, and how to help the person to see it. Now, then you a lot of things can be, we can work out a lot of good result. Okay, later, tomorrow afternoon we will talk about this. We in real cases. Okay, let's do this. Letting go of all personal biases and selfish inclinations, unwaveringly trusting in the potency of cause and effect, nurturing wisdom eyes of love, I shall earnestly work to uncover, perceive and cultivate the inherent potential for goodness and growth possibilities in all beings and the potential to seek happiness and avoid suffering. Yeah. Everyone don't want suffering, they want happiness. So if we can see sometimes, even when you see some people behave in a very unreasonable way, but deep down you know the person, it is possible to help the person see and change. Why? Because the person doesn't want to suffer. If the person doesn't want to suffer, all we need to do is present the case in a convincing way for the person to see that why you will end up suffering more if you carry on your old pattern. Why you need to change. So if a person can understand that, the person naturally want to change. Yeah. But this is a bit difficult in this aspect, how to convince a person. If the person have bias towards you, prejudice, already have the what you call that? 偏见, bias, you already have preconceived ideas towards you, then sometimes it's difficult to wash away. So sometimes there's a difficulty. Otherwise, if the person see things actually like that, if they don't want to suffer, they will change. Also, we need to see the wisdom eyes of love means when you have love for other people, you will see different aspects which you will not see if you don't have the love for people. You see, sometimes you want to uncover people's potential. You need to have a love, the eyes of love towards the person. Then only you can see the person's potential. If you have a gloomy perspective, everything is bad, this person, everything to do with this person is bad. How can you help the person? You cannot. So this, I call it wisdom eyes of love. Okay? See the potency of others. Okay, next. Through my Dhamma leadership, may all beings improve for the better and at least not for worse. Okay, against whatever we do, we hope. May all beings improve. We help other people to get better and not for worse. Okay, next. I will forever abide by natural laws, especially the law of cause and effect, and will never allow personal interest to override the Dhamma under any circumstances. Yeah, this is very important for leader. It's ethics, very important. Sometimes because of selfish desire, a leader allows the person's personal selfish desire to override others, override the organization. Then that's how the whole thing turns sour and bad. Why? Personal interest comes first. Then as a responsible Dhamma leaders or in Dhamma leadership, we must not allow this thing to happen because there's bad karma. That is selfishness, that's bad karma. There's not being honest and fair and just to the organization and to our colleagues. Okay, so this is important that we should avoid. Okay? We will never allow personal interest to override the Dhamma under any circumstances. Okay, let's recite it. I will cultivate the power of Dhamma and merits, leveraging the power of Dhamma and merits to help me guide all beings towards realizing their highest potential, ultimately leading them towards true happiness, free from suffering. Yeah. So eventually our goal, we must always remember whatever we do, we never lose perspective of our ultimate goal. We want to, in leadership, we want to help others. Okay, so that they bring out the best in others. This is leadership. Leadership is not, in Chinese we call 做头头. 做头头 means you just want to be the head and not a leader. Some people, they, in order to stay atop on others, they just please. Even they know the multitude, the people are wrong, but they, in order to stay top, they go against their own moral standard. They go against just because they want to please, they want to get the votes, they want to get the support. They are not honest to them, their Dhamma, true heart. Why? Because of the selfishness. We cannot do that. When we lead, we don't, even if we, in the process of leading, if we really, people cannot see our wisdom, have to throw us down also, that's too bad. But we cannot be so dishonest to tell the wrong thing. People say, oh, let's say if go to America, I don't know how I can teach them. Let's say if I teach that, if they insist on, they say no, abortion shouldn't be called breaking the first precepts. Then I say sorry. How am I going to tell you? Panatipata, If it is panatipata, it is. So we cannot betray our Dhamma within. We cannot do that. So we want to bring real benefits to them. Not just to please them in order to be considered as a leader. No. If we have the blind craving for leadership, that is not possible to apply Dhamma leadership. A person who can apply Dhamma leadership must be detached from the position of Dhamma leaders or leaders. Because you take that position because you sincerely want to bring benefit to others, not because you want to be glorified or whatever, not like that. So that's important. So these are the principles that if we get it correct internally, then externally, then we can do the Dhamma propagation in Dhamma Earth. Now we decide we will focus on Dhamma Earth context. Okay? As a team, like that context. But for other people who want to use it, they can also use it and just change. This is no copyright. All from the essence of the spirit, the principle, all from the Buddha. So if other organization they want to apply, they can apply in their own context. Okay, now come to this. Treasure guidelines for Dhammic Dhamma Propagation. The Dhamma propagation according to Dhamma means Dhammic. Okay. I shall contribute my energy and accumulate paramis abiding by the treasure guidelines for Dhammic Dhamma Propagation, the fundamental logic of Dhamma Earth organizing works. Yeah, we have certain fundamental logic in this sense, means which come first, which come later, which support, which they are all the forces, their relationship. This we call logic in this sense. Teaching logic. How things operate. This is the logic. Okay, the first one is objectives of Dhamma propagation. When you talk about any logic also, you must always come back to the objective. If the objectives are wrong, no matter how good is your tactics or your approach or your resources, it doesn't work because the objective is wrong. If the objective is not possible, not achievable, not allowable, then you cannot. Even you succeed, the end result will not be good. So objective come first always. First, our objective, let's recite this. Guide oneself and others to understand suffering and its cessation. Enable all people, including all genders, ages, social backgrounds, economic status, vulnerable groups, and various professional capacities to walk in Dhamma Earth, engage with Dhamma, serve, accumulate merit, ordain, study, practice, realize and protect Dhamma, enabling individuals to enhance and manifest their virtues in wholesome ways. May all those entering Dhamma Earth move closer to the Four Noble Truths, to liberation and to Nibbana. Okay, so this is our purpose. In simple terms means just help other people to understand suffering and its cessation. To understand, to see, and of course they will be overcome from suffering. We don't need to say too far. Just to help people to understand and how the suffering is to realize the end of suffering. Okay? So in this way. So this cover all ages, all group of people. It's put in such a way so that we remember not to neglect others. Not to neglect. Sometimes we focus too much on one group or not at the other. So in Dhamma Earth, we care about giving hope to anybody in any stage of their life. See, That's why now we try to provide care for old folks, especially at least let the spiritual practitioners, they are able to take care of their parents. You see, traditionally, a lot of parents, they worry. When, oh, my children go to Dhamma, oh, ordain, they worry. They don't feel secure. Why? Because they always feel, oh, I lose my child to the Buddha. It's like losing a child. But it never happened in Dhamma. It never. In Dhamma Earth, I took care of my parents. Venerable Buddha Rakita took, the mother is here, you know. And then we take care of the family members as well. And sometimes some vicissitude happen in life. You know, suddenly get accident, incapacitated, suddenly become handicapped. Then we also try to help in Dhamma Earth, like our Dhamma workers' husband, you know, get a stroke and then cannot move now, is bedridden for a long time, for a few years already. But in Dhamma Earth, we still take care. We still take care so that people don't feel coming to Dhamma, if something happens, you have to be on your own. We don't want to do that. Let everyone come in, feel themselves as a part of the community, that we share the good time and bad times. Okay, we want that, give people a sense of security. That we say the dana, abhaya dana, the giving of fearlessness. In Dhamma, we care about that. Not only we do Dhamma, all the nice things, but life is not all the nice things, roses, and it has its thorns, it has its hardship, it has its vicissitudes. So we need to cater for that as well, so that people can comfortably, confidently renounce or let go or contribute or sacrifice for Dhamma, because they feel coming into the community, they feel secure. They feel they will not be alone if something happens. That's very important. That's our principle. So, okay. So that's why when we provide for all conditions, so people see hope. Of course, we are still so far from the complete goal, you know. But we slowly work towards it. Okay, that's our goal. Okay, then let's read. The propagation goals serve as the fundamental basis for the collective strategic focus in Dhamma propagation. Collective strategic focus means when we sometimes you get distracted. Sometimes when you do, people give you advice, what you want to do, what you should do, what you should do. People tell us all sorts of things. It's natural. It is natural that when you do something good, people will suggest to you, which is good. But if we don't have the collective strategic focus, someone say this and we do, this one say this and we do, then we forget what we want to accomplish eventually. So when we have these propagation goals, then it becomes fundamental basis to achieve this collective strategic focus, so that we don't lose our perspective, we don't run away. This is something like the Gochara Sampajanya, similar to that, our domain, what we want to do. There are so many good things in the world, but we want to focus so that our good work can be come to fruition. Okay. Then principles guiding Dhamma propagation. The teachings of the Buddha, including the Dhamma and Vinaya, national laws and worldly norms. The law of cause and effect as the fundamental strategy and tactics to plan, achieve results, overcome challenges, sustain, apply practical wisdom, and benefit the multitudes. Dhamma leadership, predominance of Dhamma, execution by wisdom, enriching the multitudes, and that is Dhamma aspects. I prefer to use the 35 Dhamma aspects. Okay. Or you can say benefits for all. Benefit for all, and the 36 Dhamma aspect. You can use enriching the multitude. You can also use benefits for all. Okay. So you see, of course, we cannot deviate from the teaching of the Buddha. If there's a Dhamma deviate from the teaching of the Buddha, finish. You can gather a lot of members, you can have a big organization, you can be very famous, but what is the point if you deviate from the teaching of the Buddha? People no longer can reach the goal of liberation. So that we cannot. This is the fundamental Dhamma Vinaya. Then natural laws, whether you like it or don't like it, you see, can you do, even if you don't like it also, you have to obey. You don't obey, police come after you. Okay, so this is realistic. And worldly norms. Worldly norms, some we cannot satisfy all worldly norms, but some we cannot avoid. For example, recently it happened to Siali Vijayanandi. Her mother passed away. And she was conducting halfway the meditation retreat in Nepal, in our Dhamma Earth, Nepal. So what to do? She was a bit she just informed me she dare not say she want to go back because she knew it is a organization work. A retreat is going on halfway and the students are waiting for instruction. And then she also, of course, as a daughter, when the mother passed away, she would like to go back. But she also realized from a Dhamma perspective, if someone has passed away, it's passed away. So in that sense, she also find difficult to say it out that she just told me to share marriage with the mother, the departed mother. But I realized this is a human, in the Eastern world. This is a worldly norm that when the parents pass away, no matter you cannot do anything also, you need to go back, That's worldly norm. I said, no, I just told her, you have to go back. Whatever it is. I fly to Nepal to take over your retreat. So in this way, when we switch position like that, she comfortably went back and for 2 weeks and see to the funeral and whatever, and come back. I say, if not for the departed also, if your mother no longer need she really believed her mother passed away very well, because without any sign of dying, she just passed away. That means which is good. You don't suffer anything and just sleep and pass away. So it is considered good karma, or just comfortably pass away without any pain and whatever. So, but you still need to go for the living. Maybe the father also feel lonely, things like that. Maybe the daughter coming back. The living, the brothers and sisters also will feel good that the nun, the only nun in the family, come back as a meditation teacher and come back and can advise them in Dhamma and provide some solace and comfort to them. So this is what we call worldly norms. But we don't sacrifice the Buddha's teaching. But this is a little price we can pay to satisfy the worldly norms. But not for the sake of worldly norms, we overturn and forget the Buddha's teaching. We cannot do that. So like that. So our priority is the Buddha's teaching, Dhamma Vinaya. Then we must not go against national laws. And we also respect to some extent the worldly norms. Okay? And the law of cause and effect. Whatever you do, strategy or tactics, or whatever you do, you want to achieve results, you want to overcome challenges, whatever, always think in terms of cause and effect. What causes can we do to achieve the result? Then you need to see the cause and effect very clearly. And then Dhamma leadership. Then only Dhamma leadership comes in. First, you must provide Dhamma, this thing correctly, then Dhamma leadership comes in. Predominance of Dhamma execution by wisdom and benefits for all, enriching the multitude. And the 36 Dhamma aspects. Tomorrow we'll talk about this, how to apply in the real life context, in the real cases. Okay, 3 types of true benefit recipients. When you want to do any organization work, first know your beneficiaries. If you don't know who are there to receive a benefit, you just blindly do. You need to know primary beneficiaries, secondary beneficiaries, and tertiary beneficiaries. Okay? Like this, 3 types of beneficiaries. Okay? First beneficiaries, as an organization, grassroots. Then the second type, second beneficiary, executors. Someone who carry out, implement things. We call it executors. Okay. Then the third beneficiary, the mastermind. You, as a leader, you always put yourself last. That's very important. If you don't put yourself last, then difficult. You have to care about others first. This is important. Leaders. So it comes in this way. Okay, you can see the grassroots is the first beneficiary. They have the biggest number. Then the second, the executors. In the intermediate between the mastermind, the third is mastermind. Mastermind, the leaders who plan, who chart the course, direct the direction. This is important. So if we see in terms of pyramid, we see in this, you can understand the relationship very clearly. And if you see in terms of a wheel, the central part, we call this, what do you call? The 轴 axis, axis. So this is the center. Okay, the leader always the core. Then you have these spokes, different spokes. They hold the wheel together. This is executors, and then the outer part of the wheel is the grassroots. Okay. So if you want to see in terms of Dhamma world, what are the grassroots? Devotees. The limitation means if you want to give benefits to devotees, what is the limitation for the devotees? Actually, one is the deserving powers. If the devotees have the respectful heart, have the willingness to deserve the Dhamma, to listen, have the merits also, it's easy to help. You will notice that it is easier to help people with meritorious people. Someone have no merit, especially demerit, people who have performed obstruction to Dhamma, very difficult to help. When people have performed obstruction to Dhamma, you want to help, you want to do all the good, very difficult. So when we help others, we care about the deserving powers. Sometimes we help the person. For example, when I wanted to help my father, I know not easy. If I just keep wanting to give him all the best, good things, he could not deserve it. So I help him to generate merits for himself. Okay, perform life release, and then do offerings to Sangha, and this like that. So after some time, he became more deserving to Dhamma and easier to help him. So this is. So when we want to help others, you blindly, I just want to give you all the good things. No. You want to give all the good things to your children? No. If your children cannot deserve it, you will squander all the wealth you give to the children, and then in fact, that can be a cause for their downfall, because being over pampered and spoiled by the parents. So when the parents want to help the children, you care about the children's deserving quality. How to know whether the person deserves or not? Just one simple test, you can find out the deserving power of someone. If someone who is deserving, after receiving, what will happen? The person will be better. Better in nature, better in character. And not only better for himself or herself, he will be better for people around, or even for their benefactors. So the beneficiary, deserving beneficiary, will, after receiving the good things, they will do something back for themselves and for others. So this is deserving power. If you give, let's say, if you give money to your children, then the children use it for bad purpose, then you know the person is not deserving, you don't give. Until the person deserves it and use it well and responsibly, then you know the person is deserving. Okay? So this, and deserving powers depends on karma. Actually also deserving on the Dhamma, the virtues. Some people have a lot of merits to get good things, but they will squander. So the Dhamma power, the virtues is not enough. The Dhamma power is not enough. But even though the person have a lot of merits, but he will squander all the merits because of lack of the virtue, lack of the deserving powers. So looking at that, then when we want to benefit the devotees, we care to help them improve their deserving powers so that we can help them better. Okay? Okay? Then Dhamma service. This is like our Dhamma workers here, like our committee, they are all basically Dhamma servers. But this is not a clear line like that. Sometimes devotees also come in to serve. Sometimes people who serve also end up like devotees, like when you become a yogi in the monastery, you at that time become like devotees, the first beneficiary. But when you actively serve, then you are Dhamma servers. When you help to plan, then you become the mastermind. Sorry, like that. Same. Then Dhamma servers, their limitation is that deserving power also. Whether the person deserves the authority you empower to the person, you authorize. Some people, when you give them the authority, he will abuse it or misuse it. Yeah, it can happen. So then we know, this person give a little power also, start to show off the tail, and be proud, and suppress others. Then this person doesn't deserve higher authority. Yeah. So when you authorize, you delegate your task to people, you need to check how deserving it is to undertake the task. What are the deserving powers of that person? And it has a lot to do with the abilities as well. Abilities. Some people you can execute the task. You give very well. Then this person can do this well. And some people can do another work well. So you need to know their abilities. Then the third beneficiary, teachers and leaders. Again, is deserving powers and Dhamma powers as well. Whether the leader is reliable, virtuous or not, and actually has the knowledge or not in times of crisis, whether the leaders has the ability to lead, guide the group, the organization out of crisis. All these things is called Dhamma powers. Okay, and deserving powers, if a person is in the leading position, one important deserving quality is a non-self. If you take it as this is my organization, my people, my devotees, my supporters, then you cannot, then in the process of that leadership, you may end up losing your Dhamma powers because the possessive attitude comes, all the worldly thoughts come, the ego comes, the pride comes, then pride develops, then the problem. So again, deserving powers and Dhamma powers is important. Okay, same, the relationship, devotees, Dhamma servers, and the teachers and leaders. Okay. So when you want to benefit everybody, you need to check what are the true benefits for all three groups. You need to understand to reduce suffering, right? Not whether you are first beneficiary, second, third beneficiary, all want to reduce suffering, all want happiness to increase, right? This is common. So spiritual fulfillment in the Dhamma, all of us want some kind of spiritual fulfillment, some kind of growth in spirituality. Otherwise, we will not end up here. Sense of security. Yeah, that's very important. Everyone also same. Health of mind and body. If you overwork to the point that you destroy your health, how? That's why we care a lot. Sometimes I check on the Dhamma workers. Do you do exercise? Do you have enough sleep? Do you have enough balance of your time to meditate? I care a lot. Why? Health of mind and body. If you don't take care of the health and mind and body, you make the Dhamma workers overwork or the teachers overwork, then there'll be a problem already. You cannot sustain. Okay? Then beneficiary, respective benefits, individual, peculiar to the first beneficiaries. What is it? Solving personal problem. You see, devotees, sometimes they come to us, you don't talk about Nibbana. No. They cannot listen, oh, so high, you talk Nibbana. They want the problem, individual problem, personal problem to solve, which is valid, we need to give sufficient attention to that. Fulfilling personal needs. Yeah. Everyone's personal needs can be different, to some extent different. Then, etc. Then, next, the Dhamma workers, Dhamma servers, second beneficiaries. Same, personal needs, realizing personal values. Not only needs only. Usually people come to serve as a Dhamma, they have something higher, something nobler to themselves. They want some kind of life values. So this you need to see. But not all values are reliable or correct. So if their values are wrong, for example, they have a value that all must be equal. Yeah, some people come with all must be equal. You are diligent or lazy, all should be equal. I say no. In the Dhamma world, we don't think like that. We think of justice, but not equality, because your causes are different. When the causes are different, how? When you have a piece of meat, and then there's a dog and there's a goat. Okay? Then you say, oh, I want must be equal. Cut half and give the meat to the goat. Do you think the goat eat meat? No, they don't eat meat. So if you have a lot of grass, you say, I want to cut half. No, half give to the dog. Do you think the dog eat grass? No. So because of the differences of conditions, so we need to learn to distinguish. That is justice, not equality. Not everything you make it even, not like that. Not like that. Some people also believe, oh, you come into the Dhamma world first, you serve as Dhamma worker first, you are senior, so the junior must definitely listen to the senior. I say no. Why? Look at Venerable Sariputta and Venerable Mahamoggallana. They came later, after thousands of arahants. They came later, the Buddha put them in the chief disciple's position. Why? Because they have been fulfilling these chief disciples' paramis for so long. For so long. For such a long period. So they have the capability, paramis, to execute their duty as chief disciples. So if you just put the most senior one in that position, the senior would not have the capability to execute that duty. So the Buddha just assigned the task and the position according to the causes. So is it fair or unfair? It is fair, but it is not equal. Because arahants also, they have different capability, different paramis, and the Buddha just regard them accordingly. That is justice. That is fairness, but not in the understanding of the common or many people. So if they come with wrong values, we have to correct their values. Tell them your values doesn't match with natural laws. So you have to change your value. If the values is correct, we need to respect. We need to respect. Growth of personal abilities. Yeah, sometimes, you see, sometimes we all the time we satisfy and let them have their way. They may not realize their potential. So what I do recently is I want to help our Dhamma workers to realize their potential that they have. So I push them a little bit. I say, you can do it. Don't come to me with a blank paper and ask me to tell you what to do. No. When you come to me, you tell me your problems, tell me your solution that you have in your mind. I don't want people to come to me and tell me only problems. Tell me your solution. But if I think your solution is not perfect, then I help you to perfect it. That's okay. But I don't let people come to me with a blank paper. No. I say, I want to train you up. Because you have the potential, you people I see the intelligence in you. And true enough, within a short time, by this pushing, I was a bit, I said, no, I don't accept that. Then I see the potential come out from our Dhamma workers. They can do it. They have their intelligence, but too much dependent. Too often the leader, Bhante tell me, okay, I do. Bhante don't tell me, I don't do. Well, Bhante knows everything. Who says so? You also know a lot. And be able to let them make mistakes. Sometimes we need to pay the school fees for our Dhamma workers, for our people that we lead. If you don't allow them to try out, they never grow. They never have the courage to make decision, to make judgment. So that's very important. So then, you see, even though I was a little bit pushing, I was a bit tough on them, but I feel that many Dhamma workers feel happy. They don't blame me. Now Bhante Maṅgala coming back, we have a tough leader. No, they are happy to have a tough leader because this tough leader help them to discover their potential. They feel freer, so their potential come out. So this is important. So sometimes we need to see, not only you lead them, you tell them everything, you protect them, overprotective, they don't grow. You let them try out, so slowly they will realize their personal values and their growth and personal abilities, etc. Okay? Then next. Then come to the leaders. We cannot neglect as a leaders, we cannot the satisfaction of benefiting others. That's also true, Don't tell me any leaders will just do some good things and completely don't care about result. We are detached from the result, but not that we don't care about result. I don't see any leaders can be so don't care. Huh? How to use the word? Oblivious? Or just you don't bother. You think it is not important? No, it is important. Otherwise, why we work so hard? We work so hard for result, but we don't attach to result. But we want result. Otherwise, why do we work so hard? Because we see that what we work actually benefit others. Our leaders have that. In fact, this also the second beneficiary also have sometimes. But for leaders, this is important. So I told them, so if I work so hard, you want me to work for nothing, and then if you don't receive it well, don't deserve it well, then I will not work hard. I work hard for you, I teach you, and make sure I see that how you benefit from the Dhamma, how you change your life, you transform your life. Otherwise, we cannot. So sometimes, some people after long years of not changing, and say, Bhante, you regard the new people with so much patience, but for me, you just give me a stern lecture. You're not being so gentle and nice to me. I say, well, think about it, look at yourself. If after 12 years or more than 10 years, I tell you the simple thing of live in the present moment, don't grumble, just simple thing, don't grumble, doesn't benefit anybody, and yet you still indulge in the same kind of weaknesses, what do you expect? You see, when I see all my efforts go into the drain, what do you expect me to say? You still expect me to tell you all the sweet words again and again for umpteen times? Not possible. Not possible. I say, if you don't wake up, then your teacher will give you a wake-up call, brush you a bit. Yeah, that's natural. Because the soft ways, you just enjoy listening to the soft words without taking the essence of the meaning in the words. So that's why I say, if the leaders see no hope, all the work in the monastery see no hope of changing, the leaders don't want to work as a leader anymore. Same, So that's very important. It's very important. If you want to keep the leaders there, you need to. You need to. Sometimes they say, "Oh, Bhante, why you don't come? Why you don't come?" I say, "Well, I've done so much, and then once I'm away, what is left? If you can't even keep the inheritance I pass on to you, then don't ask me to work all over again to rebuild the inheritance. No, I don't do that. That's very important. So some people, they blame, why the leaders go away, don't come. Same. So we also need the satisfaction of benefiting others to feel meritorious. Okay, that's very important. Nobody, I don't think no wise people will work hard for nothing. You can be selfless. You can work hard for others, not for yourself, but you still cannot afford to keep dumping in a lot of inputs without seeing outputs, right? I think it makes sense, right? Same like the Buddha. I don't think the Buddha would like to preach for nothing when there's no... initially, he also thought, the worldly people with all so many defilements, how am I going to teach? I don't want to teach. Then later the Brahma came in and said, yeah, some people with little dust in their eyes, without the teaching, they may lose the opportunity of liberation. Let the Tathagata, let the Buddha, the Blessed One, preach. Then the Buddha also look at the world. Oh yeah, there are people with little dust in their eyes. They have the potential to be enlightened. So I will teach. So same. Even for the Buddha, he want to benefit others. Enhancement of life. So as a leader yourself, you do a lot of marriage, your life must improve also. If your life don't improve, then it become a bad pattern. The good pattern is in the organization, everyone grow, including the top of the pyramid. The leaders also grow. So this is important, okay, and etc. Okay. So we have covered 3 treasure guidelines. Then afternoon we cover some, and then okay. So right now, any questions? Okay, yeah, please.
And then if it is so, is it still called Dhamma propagation?
Yeah, it is possible. It is possible, Dhammic Dhamma Propagation. For example, you want to teach Dhamma, okay? I want to tell people about 4 Noble Truths, okay? But the approach, due to the defilement of the people who propagate the Dhamma, he sincerely wants to propagate the Dhamma, but his own defilements, let's say the defilements are still having the possessive attitude, okay? So a leader like that can fall into that mistake. With the possessive attitude, I want to propagate Dhamma, yes. I want to teach you 4 Noble Truths, I want to help you for liberation, but please don't go to other teacher. Be my disciples. When there's a better teacher arise, for example, some Arahants arise, oh, you feel so jealous. Now you listen to Arahants, you don't listen to me. Then there's Dhammic. See, Anna? So the Dhamma propagation is a goal. It's a mission. But the approach must be correct. If the approach is wrong, you are showing a wrong example. Instead of showing the practice of non-self by real life, by example, you may show a very selfish, possessive thing by example, wrong example. So how can people get the message of non-self? No. So all the Dhamma taught only, but not in real life application. Okay? Okay, any other question? Okay, if we can finish earlier, it's better, Why? So that we can focus on case studies and more questions. Because only through real life cases, we learn Dhamma leadership. If we only talk and talk, we don't see real cases difficult. That's why sometimes they say, oh, Bhante, after listening to your course 1 and 2 and 3 course, it's more too wide. I don't know how to apply. But those who stay by my side, like the Sangha, we have a meeting, we discuss about, okay, now this one issue pop up, we solve it together. Then they see how Dhamma leadership is applied. Because Dhamma leadership is best taught in real life scenario, in cases, like that.
Bhante，我有一个问题，就是刚才有提到，就是说，其实有时候我们生活上，我们有时候就是说都会这样跟着做啊，就是上面的就有交代，我们就其实就有时候生活很多东西要做嘛，我们就跟着 instruction， 我们这样子麻木的做。其实我们有时候很多时候我们都分不清楚那个东西是对还是错啊。然后我们要怎样子去不要麻木，就是说我们要这样子做嘞哈。
Okay. So you understand the questions, huh? Do I need to translate the questions? No need, huh? So it says that sometimes we just follow blindly. We don't even understand the rationale behind why we do this, right or wrong, we don't understand. So how should we change this so that we can, the question is, so that we can avoid blindly following something, executing something without understanding of its, whether it's beneficial or not beneficial. Okay. 我回答英文你会听得懂吗？你们 大家听得懂，因为今天来的人全部听得懂。That's how to keep the recording in English mainly. If necessary, 如果还有什么 I can translate in Chinese as well.
Bhante, 我会在这边翻译给他们听的。
Okay. Then, like, it is good that when we accept instruction, we try to understand the reason behind the instruction sometimes. But in not all cases can be easily explained. We need to understand also. Sometimes leaders have leaders' wisdom based on things that the disciples may not be able to see. But it cannot be too wrong. For example, there's Dhamma leaders, how to tell you to kill? Cannot. That's too much. Cannot be. Cannot tell you to steal. Right? Not. So these are the basic things that cannot go wrong. So if a leaders come around, ask you to blindly believe everything and accept everything and just do everything as instructed without giving you a chance to question, I think that's wrong. Dhamma leadership means Dhamma, you have to present the Dhamma as it is, so that in a convincing way. Leaders must have the ability to explain. But not every case can be explained. Sometimes certain things you have certain deep consideration and farsight or foresight in your mind. So sometimes if you are not sure, give the teacher or the leaders benefit of doubt. But inquire, you can ask. But don't force it in such a way that you think you can understand everything in the mind of the leaders. This is quite impossible. Especially the teacher. It is quite impossible. As if you can get some kind of satisfaction by the explanation of the teacher or the leaders, that should be all right. Or some kind of assurance. So sometimes I try to explain a lot. Usually, sometimes even the executors, the people who execute the instruction, they may not want to listen so much. I still want to explain why. Because I don't want you to do blindly, because I want you to be a lively person. So one day in my absence, you can absorb the wisdom by after the experience. So I know sometimes they don't want to listen so much. I tell them the reason why I tell you to do that. They don't. You just tell me what to do. Why you explain so much? So when more often I see is the laziness of those who take instruction. They don't want to understand so much. It is the leader they want to explain. So otherwise, I think it is good to explain. But if the leader says, well, now I'm in a rush, I have no time. Later I will explain to you. Then please accept and execute it first. Have trust, some kind of trust in your leaders. Yeah, but it should be able to explain later. Maybe not fully. Sometimes you cannot give a full explanation, but at least you can give 70% of explanation. And some explanation comes by result. If you have the result and you deliver the result, sometimes we don't need to explain. Sometimes people will see by their result. So sometimes I also tell them, can you just take it, experiment and do it first? I want you to see the result and how it works yourself instead of me explaining to you. Because we also understand sometimes, people don't understand how it works. They want to understand everything. Not possible. For example, why rejoicing is so beneficial. If you don't practice vipassana and don't see how the mind works, you may not see how it works scientifically. So I tell you, keep rejoicing. After 6 months, and you talk to me, I will explain to you after 6 months or 1 year later. Because after you do it 1 year, you have some kind of feeling, experience about how it works already. At that time, I explain the science to you. It's a little bit better. So like that. Some people you explain. Some people explain too much. They become so sophisticated. Then they cannot apply the Dhamma in a simple way. Sometimes Dhamma is more powerful when you have a simplicity of heart. So if you think too much about why I give you the instruction, sometimes when we give instruction, like meditation instruction, we give based on our understanding of how the 37 factors of enlightenment works. With the 37 requisites of enlightenment, how it works. We give that with that understanding, how the balancing of faculty works. But if I explain the mechanism to you too much, by the time you meditate, you keep thinking, oh, how it works. By the time you explore like that, then you lose the simplicity. Then it is no more useful. The instruction becomes so sophisticated that you don't know how to apply. So sometimes we just tell you, okay, now do more walking meditation. Or do a bit standing. How we come up with this kind of instruction? We don't explain. Actually, based on balancing of faculties. Based on my understanding of your temperament. Right or not? So sometimes if a teacher tell you or the leader tell you, please obey, then you obey. Don't ask too much. Because you will not miss the lesson. Why? By the time you come to Nama Kamatana, to see the meditation on mentality, somehow you will know more and more about the workings of the mind, how the mind works. Then, nobody teach you how to teach meditation also. Xiao sometimes we listen to Xiao a few times. But most of the time when we teach in a very lively manner, based on our understanding of the working, the science of mind. So don't need to worry too much that you need to understand every instruction at the point, at the time of receiving the instruction. Yeah. But you can ask. But if you ask, if a teacher or the leader tell you, just proceed and try it out, then don't worry, just try. Let's try. So, okay. You can ask. It's good to ask. Why you have this instruction? It's good to ask. Not wrong. Because if you ask, you may find maybe 70 to 80 of the times the leader can tell you something which is enlightening. But there will be 10% or 20% of the time the leader may choose not to explain to you at that time of asking, but may choose to delay the explanation to you later. Then don't insist on that. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, come.
My question is, listening to all this leadership with the different treasures, how if I feel that I am still not doing good in the first treasure of self-cultivation? So am I, then I will have feeling that maybe I'm not a leader or I'm not able to contribute kind of things.
Yeah, are you a mother?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have someone that listen to instruction in the company?
Yes.
Yeah.
I ask this in general that sometimes we may, with all these rules and treasures, and especially for the first one is quite something that we really need to put in effort to practice. So if I think that I'm still not good enough, can I contribute? Or can I still move to even care about the other people, the external, and also Dhamma propagations? This might be too far away.
No, not too far away. You see, Dhamma propagation doesn't always come when you take up a leader's position. You see, when you try to tell the children to behave well, to behave in some ways, you are doing Dhamma propagation. When you tell your husband that, this is, we should let's do something for the family this way and that way. Yeah, it involves Dhamma leadership as well. To help other people to perform better, that's Dhamma leadership. Even boyfriend and girlfriend, 2%. If one of them have Dhamma leadership, then their relationship will be better. You see, Dhamma comes in every aspect of life. Even Char Kway Teow also. How to treat your customers. The customer don't only come to buy the Char Kway Teow. You know, the customer come, sometimes they come for the service as well. You see, if you only know how to char kway teow, you may not do a good business. If you know what your customers expect out of you, not only the char kway teow, sometimes the service, the good feelings coming to your store. Yeah, it can be. So every aspect of our life. Of course, I speak in terms of our organization. But if you apply it, you understand the principles. People look for true benefits. You see, if you open a char kway teow, a restaurant, okay, you may employ some foreign workers to do that. So if you want to guide them to make them a good workers, how to make them a good workers? You need to know what they need, what they feel good about. Okay, but basically it's money. Okay, they work for money. But not only that. If they feel like enslaved by the boss, they even when they get the first chance of another possibility to run away, they will run away. You see or not? So recently, when some of the boss who do the windows and door, the mosquito nets, door nets, they came. I say, how long your workers work for you? The Bangladesh workers. They say, oh, this one 10 years, this one 5 years, 6 years. Or this one bring the brother come from Bangladesh. Or this one. I say, well, you must be a good boss. Because I can see the workers work confidently and whole heart for the boss. Because they find job satisfaction, they feel trusted. Not only they earn money, because the boss is a good leader. The boss show by examples. And then when the lawn, they make a lawn for my in front of my kuti, they put the grass on top. And then they need to water. The first few days, first week, you need to water it. And then the boss came and saw me halfway walking to do that. And he said, oh, he asked his workers to do. And I saw how his worker did it wholeheartedly. They are not Buddhists, Or for the Bhante, it's not their job. But the boss did himself. He participated himself. So this leadership. Then how he could make a foreign workers from Bangladesh and willing to do that extra things, with heart, not with mechanical, with heart. You can feel it. So because the boss has good leadership. See? So in every aspect of life, you care about. So we don't learn Dhamma leadership only in a rigid way. We learn Dhamma leadership is to learn the principles. And that principle is applicable in anything, even in love affairs. I can tell you. Of course, for monks, I don't do that. I don't teach that for how you invest and how to invest in your company, how to be a good CEO. I don't speak in that ways because I focus my audience is all Buddhist, is in the community. Of course, I speak in terms of managing monastery, do Dhamma propagation like that. But actually, I did take the challenge of entrepreneurs in China, in one place called Yongkang, above Shanghai. They're about nearing to 20, less than 20, 16, 17 entrepreneurs. They came to me because they said, wow, this monk, so brave, want to talk about Dhamma leadership and say it is useful in every aspect of life. So they came, a group of them came. They want to listen. Wow, who is this monk? Talk so big, daring. So I undertook the challenge. So I know I only have 1.5 hours and talk such a big topic of Dhamma leadership for entrepreneurs. I said, okay, come. So I started with, first, can you give me 4 real case problems in your business? Either happening now or already past is okay. But tell me 4 problems. The best is happening now, which you are facing currently. So tell me. And so they told 4 problems. Okay. Which I don't know. I'm not a businessman. So I say, this Dhamma leadership help you to find a solution. So I came with this. I talked to them. I couldn't talk all these things too much. I told this. Okay? But not so much like this. I go to next. Okay? Problem. I put it in this way. This is a Buddha's formula. Okay? But I put it in the modern context. Problem and the goal. Cause a problem, ways to achieve the goal. Okay? Then I teach them how to find solution. What are the causes of a problem? What are the relevant factors? What are the irrelevant factors? And what can be changed? What are fixed conditions and what are variables? Fixed condition we cannot change. So mostly are irrelevant. Even though it helps, but it's not irrelevant because you cannot change it. But the variables, things that can be changed, identify, and you work your mind a lot. And don't think about the whole issue in a jumbled up way. Jumbled up, oh, messy. Then you get a lot of depression, pressure. No. Why you bother about things that you cannot change? Focus on what you can change and look for and understand what is achievable. If you set a wrong goal, a non-achievable goal, for example, the goal related to the government policies, how can you change a government policy? If you can change, please proceed. Go to the top ranking people and ask them to change the policy. This policy is not good for my business. Okay, yes. But if you cannot do that, then forget, don't waste your time. Don't set the wrong goal. Set the goal which is achievable, possible, or even probable. Okay, set the goal. Then tell yourself how I can achieve it. So I told them that. Then after that, at the end of the talk, I say, please tell me how you feel about the 4 problems that you are facing. They say, now, every one of them feel brighter. I know how to approach it. Actually, I didn't give them a solution because I'm not a businessman. How am I going to give a solution for business people how to make their business better? No. I cannot do that. But I gave them the formula, natural principles that for them to apply in their context. So you can also apply that. Try to understand in terms of principles. For example, three type of beneficiaries is not only about devotees, Dhamma servers, and our teacher and leaders. It can be your customers, and then the in-house workers, and yourself. See, you need benefit, but your workers, they need to have their benefit. Try to understand what they want. And then what your customer want. Like that. You see? Like that. So, for example, you can see the difference between Steve Jobs and Tim Cook. Steve Jobs cared about the product and creating the demand, creating the desire for wanting the product. And he focused on that. So by the time he got a good sale, then you have a lot of money to give away. Then your people get enriched and you yourself also become wealthy. Look at what Tim Cook is doing. I'm talking about business perspective. What Tim Cook is doing, instead of caring for the first beneficiary, the product that the customer liked, he focused so much on squeezing other people so that he can deliver best for the shareholders. He squeezed his suppliers. He squeezed his suppliers so that all the suppliers of Apple no longer not so benefit. The benefit margin is, they try to squeeze the benefit margin. You only earn 1%, 2%. You try to make the suppliers compete with each other. Every product, every component, try to get 3 suppliers so that you have no bargaining power with Apple company. So yes, for some time you can make Apple very profitable. Very profitable. But eventually your product loses out in competitiveness. Because you don't care about you care less about the beneficiary. The first beneficiary is your customers. So what happened to Apple? Look at it. Wait and watch. 1 year, 2 years, the product is not so innovative anymore. See? So you get your benefits, but your suppliers are unhappy. Some suppliers may switch their mind, change their mind, and try to diversify and things like that. You see, still is a successful company because the inheritance is big. He inherited a very big thing from Steve Jobs. Still good, but not excellent anymore. So same. I try not to quote this because I try to talk from monkish perspective, because I'm a monk, I don't speak. But if you really want to use it in your perspective, I have to quote these examples, But I'm more interested in the Dhamma propagation, But if people ask in whatever ways, okay, we try to understand so that you can see how Dhamma apply, how natural law applies in your context. Okay. This is not my main interest. My interest is to make you more monkish as I am, if I can. So everyone come and audience temporarily. Better, liberation, more important. But it's okay. Thank you for asking that question. So, okay, I can tell you that. So these are the formula, methodology you can apply. So same, in terms of business, in the family, you want to help others first, you change yourself first. You change yourself first, then you can lead others. And one example is Mahatma Gandhi. At one time, people came to, one mother brought a child, come to Mahatma Gandhi. Please tell my son, don't to stop eating sugar. Maybe the story did not explain why sugar is so bad. Maybe because of the teeth spoil or something. And not healthy, taking a lot of junk food or something like that. I guess so. So there's no issue that the mother between mother and Mahatma Gandhi in terms of that should reduce or not stop taking sugar. So, but anyway, Mahatma Gandhi said, "Come back in 1 week's time. I will tell you." Then the mother got puzzled, but still, Mahatma Gandhi was quite a commanding figure. So the mother went back, brought the child, went back, and come back 1 week. Then the Mahatma Gandhi told the child, don't take sugar. It's no good for you. Then the mother asked, wouldn't you say the same words 1 week before? You could have said the same thing, so simple. You just 1 week later, I come back. I asked you to advise my son. You advise so simple, but why you make me wait 1 week? You know what Mahatma Gandhi said? 1 week before, I didn't stop taking sugar myself. So, being himself not the example, he couldn't do it to tell another person, which he himself did not do. But after himself practicing, restraining himself for 1 week successfully, then he told the child, don't take sugar. Alright, if the child said, did you take sugar? So, yeah, I take sugar. Now how? You don't have the moral high ground to advise another until you yourself put it into practice. That is why this is important. It looks simple, but this treasure guide self-cultivation first, but to help others. But sometimes you cannot avoid. You say, I don't want to help others, I want to take care of myself. But can you? Can you be free from any responsibility to others? No. You have your husband, you have your children, you have your friends, you have your colleagues who work with you. Whether you like it or you don't like it, you are exercising some kind of leadership, right or wrong, good leadership or bad leadership. You cannot avoid. So since you cannot avoid such a responsibility of influencing and being influenced, you might as well learn it. You see? May not be perfect, but you still cannot avoid influencing others and being influenced. Otherwise, your life will be in problem, because it's a social life. You are not a recluse yet. If you are a recluse, yeah, maybe. But still, even staying in the cave as a recluse, I don't think you can avoid the Dhamma leadership. Yeah, because I had that experience myself in Himalaya, in the cave. Could I avoid it? No. I went to the devotee's house for food. So when the devotees, husband and wife, fight in front of me, yeah, literally, the wife took to whack the husband. The husband is a big guy, but endure and tolerate. And then the husband asked forgiveness from me. Please forgive my wife. She's pregnant. So the husband endure and tolerate painful. It's really whack, but painful. But he's a good husband. Because my wife is pregnant. So he endured in front of me. So for me, I have to comfort both sides, comfort both sides. So like that. So can you avoid that? Even if you stay alone as a recluse, you cannot avoid interaction with people because you need to take food from others. And when you take food from others, you encounter problems, emotions, whatever, and you need to exercise leadership to help. That is the minimum price you have to pay. Because you cannot receive the benefit from other people and don't even share out a little bit of wisdom and Dhamma with others when they are in time of need. Okay. So for that, we close and prepare for our lunch. Okay, let's share your merits. After that, we share another time. Idang me punya asawa kaya wahang hotu. Idang me punyang nibbana sapacayo hotu. Mama punya bagang sabba satanang bajemi. Te sabe be samang punya bagang labando. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.